بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم ربي زدني علما اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا. So now we're moving on. So yesterday we discussed all of the موصول, the موصول خاص, the موصول عام, الذي, اللذان, اللذين until the end. And we also discussed the موصول عام, which can be used in all cases, or موصول مشترك. Now after the موصول, what must we have? A sila. So every موصول must have a sila. Correct? So what are the sila? So now he's saying that the alif lam which comes on a wasari min ghayri tafdilin, i.e. an alif lam which comes on an ism al-fa'il or an ism al-maf'ul or a sifatun mushabbahatun bism al-fa'il. This alif lam is a mawsul. So what's the sila of this? He's saying here, the sila to al, this is mubtada, sila to al-wasfu is the actual ism al-fa'il itself. So for example, we have an example here. Innal musaddiqina wal musaddiqat wa aqradu allaha qardan hasanan. Then it continues. Now if you look at it here, in this example, what we say here, this alif lam is what? What's the alif lam going to be? Ism mawsul. What's the sila? Al-musaddiqina. This becomes the sila. What means here? The ism al-fa'il or ism al-maf'ul. Yes? Similarly here, alif lam is what? Umar.
Okay, who's going to explain this to me?
The alif lam is the ism al-mawsul and the musaddiqat becomes the sila.
Who's here?
So every mawsul must have a sila. And we are saying that the sila of the ism al-mawsul. So when you have alif lam is the ism al-mawsul, the sila, that one word after it, not a whole sentence, not a shibul jumla, just that one word becomes the sila. Do you understand? Are you following? Yes?
This is talking about...
Yes? And the thing is, you see, because this alif lam, what meaning does it have, Muhammad?
Leave the possession of the seller and go into the possession.
It has the meaning of alladhi, correct? This is why, try translating the whole verse. What's tasaddaqa mean? To give sadaqah. Yes? To al-musaddiqeen wal-musaddiqat wa aqradu allaha qardan hasana. What kind of word is al-musaddiqeen? Ism fa'ala harf.
Yeah, permission of seller, that's one.
Ism. What kind of word is this? Ism. What's this in between here? What's here?
Yeah, so we've got a couple of conditions.
And what's this here?
One is,
Akhradu.
this is here, possession of item with the permission of the seller.
So how can you have an ism atf on a fa'il? Have you ever seen that? You can't have Zaydun wa dhahaba. But why does it happen? Because what's actually happening is, we would say that alladhi is a mawsul. The alif lam here, that's the mawsul. And aqradu is like kind of becoming a sila of the alladhi meaning of alif lam. Do you understand?
That you're going to...
So this, pardon me?
So isn't this vague passage? Yeah.
So musaddiqat is a sila, and aqradu allaha qardan hasana is also becoming part of the sila of this alif lam.
Now, why would we say that
Do you understand?
the possession has not transferred yet?
Do you understand? So translation will be, indeed those who give sadaqah, those males or those believing men who give sadaqah, and those believing women who give sadaqah, and those who give Allah a good loan. So where is those who give? Because alladhi mean is carrying on from here. Do you understand? If this wasn't in the meaning of alladhi, it wouldn't make sense. That's a secondary point. But the main point that we want to establish here is alif lam is the ism al-mawsul, and the word after it becomes a sila. Understood?
There's less likelihood.
Yes? So the rule is wasilatu al-wasfu. the sila of the alif lam, when the alif lam is in the meaning of alladhi, and that only occurs when the alif lam enters onto an ismul fa'il or ismul maf'ul or a sifatun mushabbahatun bismil fa'il. Min ghayri tafdeel, which is not tafdeel. It comes on this kind of wasf. And that wasf becomes the sila and the alif lam becomes the mawsool.
But now in passing,
Has everybody understood?
move away from the default. Why?
Yes?
Because we want them to break it off. That's why we put extra condition. In a bay'ul batil, when does it translate?
Pardon me, you say an is mudmara. Where's an mudmara?
Or whatever. Imagine if I was to grab Muhammad Umar and I was to say to Muhammad Diwan, I'm selling him for 50,000 pounds.
Here? You want to say an mudmara here?
Even though I'm pleased with it, even though
Is aqradu fa'il madhi or fa'il mudari?
has he ever become the owner of Muhammad Umar? Never.
Madhi. So the an only comes mudmara
It's kind of happened.
af before fa'il mudari. But a very good question. His question is, why can't we make an mudmara here? Because atwan ismun khalis.
Because he might sell it on further.
Very good question.
Islam's trying to say to the person, Islam has to keep.
I've never seen anybody do that. But your question is, if there's ismun khalis before it and there's a wow before wow and it's ismun khalis, why can't it say an is mudmara?
Hold it on as much as
The reason probably is because an doesn't come.
considering it as well. That shows his bay'ul fasik, not batil.
An can come on a madhi and make it mahallan mansoob, but
It's with the permission of the buyer.
I don't know.
Then.
That's a good question.
So imagine, yeah, if I was to give you a scenario and say that
Because
a person put a
because I tell you why. Because this is an masdariyah.
and the person
And an masdariyah, we're doing atf on the people, not the action.
has the
This is beyond your level. But if anybody's watching or anybody else is here in the class who is on that higher level, if we make an masdariyah,
because which
then that would make an atf of the fa'il. So an masdariyah makes a ma ba'dahu in the meaning of masdar. And the ma'tuf alayh is not a masdar, it's a sila, it's a mawsul sila, which meaning people. So the people who give sadaqah, the people who give men and women who give sadaqah, and the men and women who give qarz. It's not giving sadaqah and aqradu. So that's why you can't have an muzmara. Muhammad is beyond your understanding now. But very, very, very good question. Excellent question actually. And it shows that you're thinking and you understood. But it wouldn't apply here because of what I've explained. And you wouldn't understand that because you haven't done ma mawsul and masdariyah as yet. But those, if anybody's in the class who's done mawsul and masdariyah, or anybody's watching and done mawsul and masdariyah, then that would be answer for them. That because the ma'tuf alayh is a mawsul, not a masdar. It wouldn't become tawafuq in the ma'tuf alayh and ma'tuf. But brilliant question. But even though you won't understand the answer, but it's a very good question, you'll understand it later on, inshallah.
okay, who's going to explain
Anything else?
Muhammad?
Okay.
Explain this.
Yes. So the first thing we've done is that the sila of the alif lam is what?
That you're gathering between a free person and a slave, or you're
The ismul fa'il or the ismul maf'ul, the wasf itself. Apart from that, alladhi, allati, man, all of these, other than the al, the rest of them must have a sila. That's not a word. It will be more than one word.
a mudabbar,
So alif lam has a sila, which is how many words?
or you gathered between a ab
One word.
and the slave of
All other mawsul, apart from alif lam, must have a sila, which is more than one word.
the abd is
Okay?
done, but the mudabbar
Yes?
is batil.
Are you following?
So why one
Are you following me?
is batil and one half is permissible?
Right.
Half is batil?
Now,
What is the difference?
yes?
The usul is mal and non-mal can't mix together.
That's the principle.
But if the mawsul is not alif lam, it has to be a jumla, yes. So if the mawsul is not, the ism mawsul is not alif lam, then the others will have a jumla as a jumla or a shibul jumla. It's coming up shortly.
Yeah. So this is you got
Yes?
and you've got ab.
So the sila of other words, of alladhi, of man, it has to be a jumla. What does it have to be? A
And a
jumla. For example, let's use similar examples. Ra'aytu. Ra'aytu
yeah, it's a slave made of
alladhi ja'a. Is ja'a a jumla? Fa'il fa'il, isn't it?
to sell this item.
So I saw the one who came. Ra'aytu alladhi ja'a.
Is batil.
Or it can be a dharf.
Say this
When you say dharf,
permissible.
means here fawqa. So ra'aytu
Why the difference? Because
alladhi, I saw the one fawqa al-bayt, the guy who's on top of the house. What he was doing there, I got no idea. But I saw the one who was above the house. So here, this is a jumla. Yes? Fawqa al-bayt is what?
be done, but it's still ma.
What is that?
They put in here with to differentiate it.
That's not jumla. فوق البيت is not jumla. That's a zarf. Because فوق is mudaf, mudaf ilayh becomes a zarf. You following? Yes? Or it can be jar majroor. You saw the one on the house, I saw the one in the house. رأيت
Even though half of this will still be
رأيت الذي في البيت.
it's completely not permissible. Because half of it is not mal at all.
Do you understand? So now here, this في البيت is what?
Okay. If I say in that imtihan,
What's في البيت?
Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam,
Jar majroor, isn't it?
it's came in the other side.
Yes? So now here, in this example, the sila is a whole sentence.
What is next?
In this example, the sila is what? Is shibul jumla. And in this sentence, the example is in this example, the sila is a jar majroor. Understood?
You have to include that. Not just
Are you following?
otherwise options will be haram.
So the sila, G?
You can't say false with it.
That's what I was saying. False.
Yes, because a jumla has a mubtada khabar or fa'il fa'il. And a shibul jumla is these two. So a zarf or a jar majroor is called a shibul jumla. That's why other books would say it has to be either a jumla or a shibul jumla. So a jar majroor or a zarf is called shibul jumla. So the sila is either a jumla or a shibul jumla, or it can be a single word with al. It can be a was. Yes? So in summary, if the sila is alif lam, if the mawsul is alif lam, the sila will be what?
Understand that? Next one. Okay.
The was. If the sila is not alif lam, the ismun mawsul is not alif lam,
Explain.
then the sila has to be either what?
Who's going to explain? Muhammad
Jumla or shibul jumla. That's a summary of what he's mentioning here. He's got a bit more detail in the text, but it's what he's mentioning.
explain to me the
Understood?
principle which should make it haram.
Yes?
That's the question. 10 marks.
Okay, that's what he's saying here. Wasilatu ghayriha. So other than alif lam, the sila of asma'ul mawsula other than alif lam is either. Imma means either. Is either going to be a jumla khabariya. Now, what's jumla khabariya? Jumla khabariya is any statement. So you have jumla. So according to the grammatical makeup, so you have a jumla. According to the grammatical makeup, a jumla is going to be ismiya or what? Ismiya or
Sometimes Hassan
fi'liya.
paper, he writes it too much ijaz.
Okay? This is what? According to the grammatical makeup.
And that sentence will include just 3 words.
Okay?
Remember, it's
Yes?
so write it enough. Yeah?
Okay? And according to this meaning,
Yeah, I want to know that you've understood it. So if I
jumlatun, according to this meaning, it can be what?
remember, if this jahala, passive. Yeah?
Khabariya
Any
or
jahala in my mind, that's passive. Just remember that we did Quduri, if this jahala, that bait is passive.
insha'iyya.
That
And this is according to what? Its meaning.
okay, explain.
What does khabariya mean? Information, we say here, a sentence with a true or false value. A sentence with a true or false value. Even if it's 100% true or 100% false. 1 and 1 is 2. Does that have a true or false value? Can you say true or false? The earth is flat. Does that have a true or false value? Yes. Yes? Apples are pink. Could be pink. So it's true. Yes? Oranges are, I don't know, indigo or fluorescent pink. False. Yes? So anything that you can say, you make a statement and you can analyze that statement and say this statement is true or this statement is false, it's called jumla khabariya. Whether it's 100% true or whether it's 100% false, it doesn't matter. But once it has a value of true or false, that's what you call here jumla khabariya. Understood?
Buys all the stock.
Okay? And jumla insha'iyya, then by default, is a sentence which does not have a true or false value. You don't give information that you can say true or false. If I say, for example, can you get me some water, please? Is that true or false?
person and you trick this person.
There is no false, because get me some water doesn't have any information in it.
So you trick him.
It's a request.
Come into the city
Oh Allah, please forgive my sins. You can't say false.
and you go
You can say, okay, your intentions are false. You're not really, you don't mean it.
not
But the statement, please forgive me, that's not information, that's a request. Yes?
so you've tricked this person.
So he's saying here that the sila,
Person who you're buying
the khabar, the sila must be, it can be ismiya or fi'liya, doesn't matter, but it must be khabariya. It can't be like an amr. So insha'iyya is, for example, examples of insha'iyya are amr,
until it becomes less. And then you
nahi, nahyun, istifham,
it's not, you know how like if you had all the hand sanitizers, yeah? You let it all finish in the marketplace.
istifham,
with all the hand sanitizers. And so
tamannin, qasam,
the price.
all of these called insha.
So because
So it has to be one of these. The sila has to be one of these. Okay? If you go back to our text now, we have the sila of other than alif lam is either going to be a jumla khabariya.
if there is no
Are you following so far? It has to be what? What's the first condition? It must be what?
people in the city,
Jumla khabariya. Condition number 2, it must be.
Is that what we have to mention? The Prophet time, they
Run out of ink.
these are two things you have to do.
What's going on here?
Buy it, when lying to him and say the price is this.
Is it a dead spot or something?
Tell it how much it was.
La ilaha illallah.
Second reason was they would buy it, sit on it,
Okay.
try to deflate.
This is question number 2.
Basically, inflate.
What does that mean? Dhata is the mu'annas of dhu, the one that possesses. Ji? Possesses. So it must be a jumla khabariya which possesses what? What kind of dhamir?
if all the points are included, yeah?
Mutabik matches. Mutabik means what? Matches.
What's the question?
Mutabik, which matches. What does it match? The mawsool. Yes? Are you following?
You have to go back in time. You know the people in the
Okay.
they won't know what the going rate is in the city until they reach the city.
Okay. So for example, if I have
For example, you've got
alladhi. What is this?
you want to go and
Okay. Alladhi ja'a.
in Makkah.
So ra'aytu.
Hand sanitizer is sold in Makkah?
Yes.
No, you don't know, do you?
رأيت
You're a businessman. So you're
اللذين
in the marketplace and you're going to come up with a price.
جاء.
The price you will see
رأيت
or sold for 10 riyals, for example, in Makkah.
الذين
So if you would have gone to Makkah, you would have sold it for 10 riyals.
ضرب
Now, at the airport, one Arab greets you and says, oh, where are you going? Take it.
ضربتهم.
Sell it.
So now here look.
I'm going,
What's الذي becoming? What's الذي?
I just buy all
What's this?
well from you. So you say, okay, how much, what's the rate?
It's a mawsool, yes?
He says to you,
الذين is what? Mawsool. الذين is sorry. الذين is also what? What are these?
yeah, exactly.
Al-asma'ul mawsoola. These are what now? Sila. Yes?
What's happening there?
These are what? What are these? The underline in red, what are they? Sila. What's the two conditions of sila? It must be a jumla khabariya. Ja'a, ja'a, darabtahum. Are these jumla khabariya?
How is this different from this?
Yes, so first condition is met. Second condition, it must be dhatu dhamirin mutabiqin lil mawsool. Does ja'a have a dhamir inside of it?
The difference here is,
What's a dhamir?
yeah, wali. Remember,
Huwa, mustatir. Does that refer to alladhi?
I'll sell it for you.
Does it match alladhi?
I'll sell it for you and I'll take a cut.
So there's a dhamir which matches alladhi. So the mawsool has a sila, and the sila is a jumla. It has a dhamir which refers back to the alladhi and it matches the mawsool. Here, what is ja'a? What's the dhamir in here?
Sit on it.
The alif.
Wait till it goes.
This is what?
Finishes.
Muthanna
Extortionate price. Pay me 10%
and
and give him the
mudhakkar.
Whereas if the village
And alladhaini is also what?
this wealth into the city,
Muthanna and
sit on it. He has to go back.
mudhakkar.
And he has to go back home.
So look, the sila is a jumla khabariya dhatu dhamirin mutabiqin lil mawsool. So ja'a, there's a dhamir in there which matches the alladhaini. Everybody following me so far? You have darabtahum. You have the zamir here, hum. This is a zamir, jam'. It's also mudhakkar. This matches what? Alladhina, which is also jam'un and mudhakkarun. So in these red underlined examples, these are all jumla. And the jumla jumla is khabariya. And dhatu dhamir, it has a dhamir within it, which is mutabiqin lil mawsool, which matches the mawsool. Understood? Everybody understand? Yes?
Even though this adhan was not there at the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Okay. Yes? It's not working. It's supposed to be working. Let's see here.
All of this is sinful. None of this is passive.
Okay, 1 minute.
All these previous things which we've mentioned,
Okay.
buying and selling at the time of adhan, all of this is sinful. Not that it's
Okay, you got it?
not that
You following? Does everybody understand that?
it's not passive. It's passive. Not passive.
Any questions?
In the sense that you need to revoke it. Because imagine, at the time
Okay.
of adhan, I put the book for me.
The last thing he says is yusamma aidan.
Sinful.
Ay yusamma hadha dhamir. This dhamir is called what? Aid. The dhamir within the ismul mawsool is called what? Sorry, the dhamir within the sila, which refers back to the mawsool, is called what? The aid. So if you go back here to our examples, what's the aid in ja'a? This is the aid. The alif is the aid. The hum is the aid. Understood? Yes?
Even if one is old, the other is small.
Understood?
If both are old, no. Now they're mature. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
This is done.
This button is not working. Okay.
Okay, this is done.
Yeah.
Next one. Now we finish
Okay.
the debate with passive.
Now, what he's mentioning here is that وَقَدْ يُحْذَفُ. It is possible for the dhamir in the sila to be removed. So the rule is, generally, the sila of the mawsool, where it's a jumla khabariya, it must have a dhamir within it. But sometimes the dhamir in the sila is removed. For example, ayyuhum. So ayyu is a mawsool, hum is a mudaf ilay, and the sila starts from here. Okay? There is no, so if this is a mawsool, this is a sila. Can you see a dhamir in the sila which refers back to the mawsool?
Original price in it because you're cancelling the sale.
Can you see any dhamir in there?
Yeah.
No. So we say here, hum is mahdhuf. Not hum, huwa. Ayyuhum huwa ashaddu ala ar-rahmani itiya. So in this example, the huwa, which becomes the mubtada of the khabar, jumla khabariya sentence, that's mahdhuf. So the sila, zamir, which refers back to the ismul mawsool, is mahdhuf.
When this,
Next example, wama amilat aydihim. What's the mawsool in here? What's the mawsool?
Hassan took that.
What's the sila? Amilat aydihim. Ta is for ta'nith, because the fa'il is aydihim.
Would you give when this was
This is the fa'il. Yes? And him refers to the people. And ma, so does anything refer back to the ma? Nothing in here refers back to the ma. There is no dhamir in here that refers back to the ma. So we say here, the dhamir is mahzuf. Ay, ma amilathu aydihim. It should have been ma amilathu. We know what their hands make, what their hands create.
there's two houses here.
Do you understand? فَقْضِي مَا أَنْتَ قَاضٍ. So فَقْضِي, they said to Fir'aun, do or decide what you are going to decide. So أَنْتَ قَاضٍ مُبْتَدَى خَبَر مَوْصُول. The sila has no zamir. The sila has no zamir. So it should have been مَا أَنْتَ قَاضِيهِ. What you are going to decide. So here the he zamir has been removed. And the last example we have, يَشْرَبُ مِمَّا تَشْرَبُونَ minhu. They drink from that which you drink from it. So the hu zamir is removed. There's no zamir that can be seen that refers back to the ma, but is understood. So in summary, what do we have? In summary, what we are saying is that
I'll buy the house for 50,000 pounds.
the summary is that sometimes the dhamir within the sila can be removed if it can be understood from the context. Understood?
What happens
Everybody following?
to this house?
Yes? So far, we've discussed what? You have the
But the one actually disturbs everyone at night. You know?
Mawsul. Mawsul is either going to be alif lam
Says to Muhammad,
or it's going to be
Iqala, break up this transaction.
ghayruha.
So between
So alif lam's sila is going to be what?
and Hassan, this is a first
What's it going to be?
transaction. This is breaking up the transaction. This is Iqala.
The was. And the sila of ghayruha is going to be either jumla or what?
This is a new transaction. So does he get
Jumla or?
shifa again? Can he say to
Shibhul jumla.
Nana, I want to
Jumla or shibhul jumla. And the jumla must be what? Khabariya, number one.
You understand the way this makes a difference?
And number two, it must be what? Dhatu dhamirin. And by now, it's qad yuhdhafu. And a dhamir can be removed in certain scenarios. That's what we've done so far. And tomorrow, we'll continue discussing the shibhul jumla, when the shibhul jumla becomes a sila. Understood? Yes, everybody understood what we discussed so far?
You have to give it back.
Any questions?
To take it back. In Iqala, it's not like that.
Okay. Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.